For this job showcase, we are going to be taking a look at the last non-primary job I've yet to cover for the male party members in Yakuza Like a Dragon. It is an interesting job that is well suited for Adachi that can also present some interesting decision making in battle. That job is the Bodyguard. But before we get into the video, just a quick reminder that you can find links to all of my Yakuza Like a Dragon coverage, including an overview of the battle system, the job system, and more in the video description. Also, be sure to follow me over on Twitch, where I stream most nights. We play a lot of RPGs, especially JRPGs, and oftentimes play games well before their Western releases as I translate them throughout our playthroughs. The Bodyguard is a slash damage specialist that scales its damage based on how low its HP and MP totals are at the time of using its abilities. It can also apply a number of different status ailments and has access to the incredibly useful shock damage type. This is all backed up stat-wise as the Bodyguard touts great HP, good attack, defense, and dexterity. And in a slight twist, its slightly below average speed stat actually works in the job's favor, as you technically want enemies to act first in order to take as much damage as possible from them before attacking them back. The weapon of choice for the Bodyguard is the katana. This weapon deals slash damage with its standard attacks, and often comes with properties allowing the Bodyguard to apply status ailments on hit, or even deal elemental damage with standard attacks. In order for a character to actually become a Bodyguard, there are requirements that must be met, at least for a couple of the party members, as Ichiban, Adachi, and the 4th male party member can all become Bodyguards as soon as the ability to change jobs becomes available. For Namba though, he must be at least character level 15, and for the final male party member, he must be at least character level 20 and have a friendship or bonding level of 3. Job abilities for the Bodyguard can be broken down into two categories, offensive and support. As already stated, the Bodyguard has abilities that scale with how low its current HP and MP totals are. Lowering MP totals is relatively easy, but for HP, sometimes enemies just don't hit you, or at least not hard enough. Luckily, the Bodyguard has a solution for this with abilities that not only deal damage to opponents, but also deal damage to itself in the process. Resolute Thrust, Prideful Thrust, and Down Together all serve this purpose while simultaneously scaling their damage with the lowered HP and MP totals. In fact, Down Together actually scales off both, and happens to deal shock damage, making it one of the most potent abilities for the job. One other ability I'd like to highlight is Mad Slash. If this attack hits, it will always deal critical damage, making it quite useful against pesky enemies who like to guard all the time. Moving on to support, the Bodyguard doesn't have much, but what it does have suits its playstyle nicely. Devoted Spirit greatly increases the user's attack stat, which is always nice for an offensive-oriented job. Manly Stare can apply the Fear status ailment to an enemy, and Dauntless Provocation will inflict rage and cause the enemy to attack the Bodyguard, which not only helps to increase its own damage, but also helps reduce damage to other party members. So in summary, the Bodyguard is a slash damage specialist that deals increased damage the lower its HP and MP totals are. To this end, it has a number of abilities that deal damage to itself, and it can even provoke an enemy, making them only target the Bodyguard. This dynamic of wanting to have lower HP and MP to deal more damage can create interesting situations where you may not want to restore a Bodyguard's HP, or you might have to weigh the risks of not healing for more damage versus healing to stay alive, while doing reduced damage in the process. Finally, the Bodyguard can deal shock damage, and shock damage is good. Very good. Not really much else to say there. And that about does it for this quick overview of the Bodyguard job in Yakuza Like a Dragon. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. And if you enjoy the content and want to support the channel, please be sure to leave a like on the video and consider subscribing. Also, you can catch me over on my Twitch channel or on my Discord server, both linked in the video description. Until next time, take care.